This food is not strategic. It's strictly personal.
You are a disgusting, old, hot-headed, chauvinistic, alcoholic bigot. And you need to grow up before you die alone. Loser.
You have made my life hell from day one. Forget you. Go home. Goodbye.
How can everyone harbor such hatred for a man they merely met weeks prior? Well, every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else. You will want to watch episode after episode to see what happens next until it all finishes with a hopefully satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they're introduced until they inevitably get their torch snuffed or win the game. We are going to look at every character, moment, and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. For reference, we are only observing what the TV show is showing us and what story is being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned, as the story and characters here have no idea about what happens in those future seasons. All character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. And with that,
39 days, 18 people, 1 survivor.
Randy Bailey, a 49-year-old wedding videographer from Missouri, was a castaway on Survivor's 17th season, Survivor Gabon. The show is now in widescreen and HD for the first time ever, and wow, what a difference this makes visually. I personally wish they had started this with season 15 China, but here in Gabon, well, it's a treat. This is a new location for the show, though this is the second time they are visiting Africa. We learn that Exile Island is back with a hidden immunity idol being there, and we then meet our 18 castaways, including Randy.
My name's Randy, and I am a videographer. I edit wedding videos for a living. But I'm not the most positive person in the world. I'm not a big fan of marriage. I will never get married myself. I'm almost sure of it.
A wedding videographer that hates weddings. This will be fun. Jeff then says the two oldest people here will be the new tribe leaders and they are drafting teams. Why? Why are we doing this again? This exact twist did not work in Thailand, and the variations of it definitely didn't work in Palau or Fiji. So why are we having them draft the initial tribes? Why isn't the show the one doing this themselves? Bob and Jillian are the respective leaders as Coda, aka Bob's tribe, makes choices and it all looks sensible. But with Fong, aka Jillian's tribe, aka Randy's tribe, it's a mess. And the show wastes no time telling us this with the music, editing, and a confessional from Charlie who says, "Oh, I guess we're playing stupid Survivor today." The last pick of the draft is Michelle, who goes to Fong, and she is a bit offended. Jeff then says time for a reward challenge. The first tribe that can run up and over this hill wins. Considering Fong has an Olympic runner on their team, they might be in good shape. In fact, let's meet Crystal Cox, shall we?
I am a 2004 Olympic gold medalist in the women's 4x400 meter relay. I'm going to use my blazing speed to win the hell out of this game. I am an Olympic gold medalist in track and field. I have no intentions on telling anyone what my real occupation is.
GC's out in front. Jillian bringing up the rear. Fong quickly falling behind. The rest of Fong lagging behind. Michelle, the last woman picked, is the first woman across. Come on, go. Susie, Jillian, Crystal really struggling for Fong. Coda wins the extra food.
I know I can run, but climbing that hill was so hard. I had on a dress, and on top of that, my tennis shoes weigh at least 10 pounds.
Well, Crystal was literally the last person up the hill, by the way. So much for her blazing fast speed. Upon arriving at the Fong camp, we really get to know their leader, Jillian, not only as a person and as a strategist, but we get deeper. We learn what her lifelong goals and dreams are.
Hey, you guys, if anybody finds any elephant dung, bring it back. It burns well. Oh, elephant dung. There are elephants around because there was elephant dung that we walked over. So you want to see the elephant dung?
Not really.
Oh, it's very interesting. Look.
We've been here 20 minutes and she wants elephant.
They poop out the seeds that they don't digest. And we were wondering maybe there might be something edible inside still.
Oh, don't even think about
You
that.
first. This is our first day, and I've come to the conclusion that Jillian is annoying.
No, you can. You can squeeze elephant dung and drink it.
She is so busy at just trying to look busy, and she's not accomplishing crap.
That first night, they hear the elephants right next to their hut, and Jillian, her mouth is salivating at the thought of how much elephant dung is out there now. And since it is pitch black, Randy actually screws up, bumps into the hut in a place that rips his head wide open. Now, unlike last season in Micronesia, where medical seemed to be very lax about going out and helping the players, this season they rush out there quickly and don't waste any time bandaging Randy up. Lessons have been learned by the show. We then see their last place pick Michelle annoying absolutely everyone except Kenny because he says she's hot. Apparently she is a massive negative Nancy, but now it is time for the immunity challenge, and Fong falls behind pretty quick to the point that even Jeff sees the writing on the wall.
It might be time to put it in the deep freeze, Jillian. You might be out of it.
Nothing's gone till it's gone.
I'm really tired of that accent. I understand never quit, but dude, we lost.
This is what the show gets for doing the tribe picking twist again. Every time it ends up with one tribe being overpowered. In this case, Coda is overpowered. Fong obviously loses immunity, and Jeff then says, wow, only a few days in and you guys really suck. Thanks, Jeff. Back at camp, people start muttering about needing a leader to unify them, and I'm not sure if historically this has proven to work in Survivor every time, but if it will make them feel better, then I guess sure, pick a leader. Randy says he wants Jillian gone because he says no offense to old ladies, but she sucks.
I would prefer Jillian to go tonight, just because she's a 60-year-old woman. Nothing against the 60-year-old women out there, but don't come to my camp.
Upon arriving at Tribal, Jeff says despite this tribe only having been together for 3 days, they are a disaster. Yeah, we heard you before, thanks Jeff. But as if to prove his point is true, a fight breaks out.
G-Sizzle resting on his back, digging with one hand.
I'm sorry, I took a break. If that was the reason we lost, I'm sorry, but I mean...
Well, it wasn't the reason we won. Because we're sitting here.
You can't go 100% of the time.
That's what a challenge is. That's what a race is. You don't stop till the job is done. I'm
for
sorry.
Pete's sake, then why didn't you step up at that point and just get right on it?
I didn't stop digging.
But you should have verbalized
yelled at everybody to keep digging.
Just thought it's common sense that, you know, when we're in a race that you don't stop until we're done or we win.
Yeah, this is going to be par for the course for this tribe. I promise that. Jeff says, why not pick a leader? As if this is the solution to their problems. But as we said earlier, if it makes them feel better, then whatever. And for some reason, GC is the one who's reluctantly elected. But then they all go to vote, and Michelle is gone in a landslide, 8-1.
Michelle, tribe has spoken.
The premiere episode is not over yet. Nope, we got a double header on our hands. Back at camp, they finally make a fire because they were gifted flint at Tribal Council, and Randy and GC end up disagreeing on how to make rice. It's a silly fight that shows they have different viewpoints. Neither are wrong, but Randy does say his new game plan is to stand back and let the others crash and burn. But then that night, GC is doing laundry while everyone is sleeping, and he wakes them up. And Jillian says, what the heck? We are up way too early. What is going on? And GC says, I'm done. I'm quitting being the leader.
I'm not about to just let people just talk to me any kind of way they want. This whole leadership, you know, I'm pretty much done with that anyway.
GC, which stands for Golden Child, resigned as leader, which was probably the best leadership call he's made since he's been leader, because he hasn't led anything.
And what do you know? At the immunity challenge, they lose. It's a lot closer this time, but they lose nonetheless. Back at camp, the tribe says we may not have won the fishing gear, but we can craft our own. That's no problem. Randy breaks his glasses and fashions a fishing hook out of them, and with that, GC catches a fish. They then go to Tribal Council, and everyone says, again, we need a leader to unify underneath. However, I don't know who they want. Are they hoping a dead president like George Washington just comes out of the ground and elects himself leader? Because GC tried and no one listened to him. So everyone goes to vote, and they remove their original leader, Jillian, in a 7-1 landslide.
Jillian, the tribe has spoken.
Now that is it for the premiere of Survivor Gabon, and I have to ask, is Randy the villain of the season? From everything we've seen so far, Yeah, but I don't think this is an act. I think this is just genuinely him, a grumpy old smart man who doesn't want to put up with crap, but so far has wisely kept these thoughts in his confessionals and doesn't say them out loud. However, it's only been 6 days. Can he keep it in for all 39? I will say he has received significant screen time and seems to be the voice of reason with his tribe, so he should be a major character moving forward. By the way, if you want to pick what subjects I cover, including story videos, rankings, and even amazing race content, then consider supporting this channel on Patreon. Our show is patron supported, and that's why you don't see sponsors in any of these videos, as the patrons are the ones with the power to dictate what videos are made. If this interests you, then check out the link in the description. Thank you for your support. Episode 2 sees everyone coming back from Tribal saying, yes, this is our time. We're going to crush the Coda members. Randy says, these people are idiots, every single one of them. But it is now day 7 and everyone realizes, holy crap, we've eaten half of our rice supply already. Apparently, they've been eating 3 times a day. And GC says they have made so much he's actually thrown away uneaten rice. Wow, if they've been eating this much, why aren't they winning challenges? Randy says, we need to cut back or we're soon gonna starve. GC then says, Randy, why don't you become the leader?
Randy, are you like the leader of the tribe now?
No, if you want to start, we'll start it.
It just seems like lately, like the last couple of days, you've kind of been trying to step up into the leadership role. I don't know if that's what you want to do, but you sure are jumpy about it.
So what's your point? You asking me if I want to be leader? Okay, the answer is no. And, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Drop it.
I don't have to drop nothing, man. I can ask you something if I want.
And I can just ignore you then.
But you can do that if you want.
It took 7 days, but Randy finally cracked. Prior to this, all of his villainous moments had been in confessionals until now. But that is all the drama for Fong in this episode as they win reward. Sugar is sent to Exile Island and they win immunity. Things are looking up. But now it's episode 3 and Randy says, the rice is even lower than before. Obviously, we need to cut back to 1 meal a day, but people generally don't agree. He says we're on Survivor, not eating much is kind of the point of what we're doing here. We then finally learn the alliance divisions in the tribe. As it turns out, Randy is in the majority, while Crystal, Kenny, and GC are on the outs. But that soon won't matter as both tribes meet up, rank their own tribe members based on how valuable they think they are, and...
3rd, Randy. 4th, Crystal.
What the hell? I'm out there busting my butt, and then they're gonna rank me number 4 after someone who can't even barely walk and barely do anything, and all he does is sit around and fuss and curse everyone. I was very insulted.
Seeing an Olympic athlete be outranked by Randy is funny, but being on Coda is great news because this new Coda tribe is stacked. However, the old Coda holds the majority in this new tribe as Randy's old Fong members are down 4-3. It's him, Dan, and Susie. He says if they plan on voting him out, he will burn the camp down. So it is time for the immunity challenge, but right before it, Randy tells them all,
I will do my best despite hating each and every one of you.
Survivor's ready. Go! Randy's got it. Gonna take a shot at the goal. And he scores! Randy's got a shot on goal. Coda scores their 2nd point. Randy scores for Coda. Coda wins immunity.
Episode 4 sees life at Coda is amazing. They have the reward challenge and win it easily. Sugar is sent to exile for a 3rd time in a row, for funsies of course. And back at camp, Randy goes for a swim and says living here is so much fun. After all, they're eating well with all the fish they're catching in their nets, and he says winning challenges and not rocking the boat, that's what he's doing here. But now it is time for immunity. Basically, there are 2 people blindfolded, one from each tribe, and they are trying to stop the other tribe's boulders from scoring points. Randy is the caller for Coda, while Sugar is the caller for Fong.
Here's where we stand. This is the 5th and final round. Fong has 7. Coda has 6. 1 throw left. Go!
Right there! Yes, you got it! Freeze, Ace, freeze! Right there!
Randy pulls the best one on Ace, and that'll do it. Yes! Coda scores! Coda wins immunity!
Wow, brilliant. I mean evil, but brilliant nonetheless. Episode 5 sees everyone on Coda getting annoyed at Dan for overeating, as apparently he's getting 5 servings at every meal. Maybe he was the one responsible for Fong eating too much when they were over at that tribe. The show never pinpointed who it was. They kind of made it seem like it was everybody, and maybe it was, but Dan's over here doing the same thing. Either way, everyone seems to be over Dan for this and his general neediness as a person. They then easily win the reward challenge, which is just running around an oval track with a heavy snake that sees Crystal, the Olympic runner, drop out of. And when they receive the reward,
can you share?
We have one.
No?
We want some strawberries.
Losing over and over. Randy, to me, he's a troll. He's a troll under the bridge that's just mean and angry with the world. I don't play like that. Do not disrespect me like that.
I love winning challenges. More importantly than winning challenges, I absolutely love watching them lose.
Something clicked for Randy. It makes for amazing TV, but his purposeful villainous acts are tanking his chances of winning. And we haven't even made it to the merge. Sugar is then sent to exile for a 4th time, and back at camp people say, let's ration the reward so Dan doesn't eat it all. But Dan doesn't realize this is why they're rationing. And Randy says, Dan, just ignore the rationing rule. Eat whatever you want, don't worry about them. He's being so evil. But then they win immunity, and back at camp, Randy catches a massive turtle that they can eat, so life is going great at Coda. At the episode 6 reward challenge, it's a blowout as Randy makes evil grunting noises at Sugar, who says, this man is an ugly person.
Sugar, the attacker for Fong.
This guy is so ugly over here. He's such an ugly person. He's mean.
This should be fun.
They then win reward, with Sugar being sent to exile for a record 5 times in a row. Jeff then says, no matter what, both tribes are going to tribal council. Fun. As of now, it seems like Randy is the only person from the original Fong tribe who's in good with the new Coda. We already know where Dan stands, but let's talk about Susie for a moment. As of now, she's not generally respected for whatever reason, though it doesn't help when she literally says to Corinne's face, hey, I think I'm gonna vote you out. Why would she say this to her? As Susie says, she doesn't have a filter. Corinne's mad. She says, Susie, she's gone tonight. I'm voting her out. So at tribal council, everyone votes and...
First vote, Susie. 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 Dan. Dan. 2 votes Dan. Dan. 3 votes Dan. 8th person voted out of Survivor Gabon. Dan. Dan. Tribe has spoken. Happy to go.
Why did Corinne vote Dan and not Susie? Well, we may never know. Anyways, everyone suspects the merge is happening soon since we are now 22 days in, and they then receive a note that says, take your personal belongings and head to the beach bash. Sounds like a merge to me. Everyone enjoys the feast, which includes a lot of alcohol, and all of a sudden Kenny finds an idol clue that Marcus reads out loud. Basically it says, it's on the beach, which has these series of events happen.
You have just discovered a clue to another hidden immunity idol. Do you keep it a secret or share?
We say we find it and as a group set it sail.
Yeah, set it free.
That's a great idea.
We don't need a stinking idol. I didn't even need to see a note. I knew the weird shaped tree on the beach was significant, and it was like pointing into the sand, and I'm like, how obvious. I'm sorry if I'm sounding arrogant, but it was a joke. I gave myself 20 seconds. I think I took 7. I'm king of Gabon. I found it, and I don't want it, and if anybody else wants it, by all means, take it.
Immunity, the most important thing in this game. But if I were to take it, then I'd look like a snake. I can't take that chance.
With all due respect to President Bongo, I am the new king of Gabon. I'm sorry, but I rule. This ocean, it's mine. All those Fong, Coda members, they work for me. I'm king. Cheers.
These people are so stupid. I got 10 people to throw an immunity idol into the ocean.
Oh man, the irony of this is too much for me. I don't want to spoil too much, but the events of everything that's going to happen in this episode drastically changes the course and the outcome of this season. In retrospect, maybe this episode should have been called The Butterfly Effect. Why do I say this? Because they then open a box on their table that says, congrats, you have not merged. In fact, you're still 2 tribes. Enjoy. So Randy ends up on Fong. Fun. He hates it there. However, the new Coda has a 3-2 advantage on both tribes, so they're in good. At the new Fong camp, Randy, Corinne, and Charlie say Maddie's the first to go if they need to go to tribal. They suspect Sugar might have the idol after going to exile 5 times, but they aren't sure yet. Randy says we could just throw the immunity challenge and make sure Maddie is voted out next and keep the Coda tribe safe in case Susie tries to flip. But As it turns out, this isn't possible since the immunity challenge is an individual effort. Basically, you don't drop your poles, and if you win immunity for your whole tribe. Crystal is literally out after 1 second, and Maddie perseveres and saves his hide. Episode 8 has everyone go to the reward challenge where they learn who was voted out last night.
Getting your first look at the new coda. Marcus voted out at the last tribal council. Corinne, you look miserable.
I'm pissed, yeah. He didn't deserve to leave the game.
Then who does? Who does deserve to leave the game?
Wow. Susie flipped and Marcus went home. Well, by home I mean to the jury. The power has suddenly shifted from Coda to Fong. Coda was going to pagong the Fong tribe come the merge, but not anymore. This is huge. Had everything happened as planned, Marcus likely wins, dragging these unlikable villains like Corinne and Randy, Susie who isn't respected, and Charlie, his sidekick, to the end. This was Marcus's game to lose, and Susie ensured that wasn't going to happen. Life moves on as they now have a reward challenge where they play golf with a slingshot, and when it comes down to the final winning shot from only 6 inches away.
Just drop it. Way out here, Charlie. What farther. Maddie, don't pull it back. Just set it forward and drop it.
Wait. A lot of discussion. They are right on the hole. How can they blow it?
Can I do it?
No, I got it. No, you can't do it.
Maddie, please.
Randy,
Simmer down, Randy. Just drop it. No tension on the court at all. Right now, just drop it.
I got it,
There should be no tension on it.
I know, buddy.
Then drop it. Let's go home.
Randy.
Bang, one big happy tribe, obviously. Bang with the win for reward.
I'm completely baffled by what we just saw. Number 1, why haven't they merged yet? But number 2, why was Randy so concerned that Maddie would miss a 6-inch shot? Anyone could have made that, and they made a similar one on an earlier hole. Well, with that, they go on reward, and I think Randy believes he has found true love.
The dancers were great. I kind of got the feeling one of them liked me. I haven't had a girl come on to me in about 20 years, but I think one of them kind of liked me. I hate to dance. My feet hurt, my knee hurts, my shoulder hurts, and I just ate about 4 pounds of food, but hell, I danced with her.
I think Randy might just be tipsy. Leading into the immunity challenge, he says if he sees Crystal again, aka Sasquatch, that's what he calls her, he will puke. This seems wildly out of place for multiple reasons. One is that obviously no one's been voted out in between the reward challenge and the immunity challenge, so duh, he's gonna see her again. And the other is that he just says this out loud to everyone. This cruelty will likely be passed on by someone to Crystal. So they go to the immunity challenge, and despite Randy seeing Crystal, he doesn't puke, and they merge. The immunity challenge has everyone making a fire, and whoever can burn their rope first wins immunity. And despite all the smack talk earlier, because yes, there was a lot of smack talk earlier about how bad Susie would be at making fire, she wins. In fact, only her and Sugar are the only ones to get a fire going. Back at the merge camp, Randy says finally, it is time. Crystal goes tonight. We learn that right now, Randy, Corinne, Charlie, and Bob are all voting Crystal. They just need one more person on their side, and they think that person could be Sugar. However, we then cut over to Sugar, who says, you know, I want Randy out next. And Corinne says, Sugar, if we do that, we won't have the numbers at the next tribal. It'll be tied 4-4. Let's get out Crystal first, and then we'll vote off Randy. At Tribal Council, Randy is asked about why the fight happened over the golf shot, and he clarifies that Maddie is an idiot and Randy's way would have worked 10 out of 10 times, whereas Maddie's way would have only worked 9 out of 10 times. Well, that's not a way to win friends or jury votes. Crystal then asks Randy why he hates her.
What'd I do to Randy, really?
All right, the first 9 days of this game, you made Fong a living hell. You and your boy GC.
Okay.
You guys were running hey, I let you talk. You gonna let me talk or what?
Speak on.
All right. You and your posse ran the tribe like it was a gang. When you guys had power, you guys were arrogant, you were hard to get along with, you were causing the division in our tribe and were the reason that we lost all those times.
All right. Okay.
You want more?
You feel like you have to say some more? We ain't got nothing but time.
I think the answer here is Randy hates everyone, but he really hates Crystal, GC, and Sugar the most. So everyone goes to vote, and will Sugar vote with them and knock out Crystal?
First vote. Who cast this vote?
CC, Crystal Cox.
Crystal. 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 Charlie. 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 10th person voted out of Survivor Gabon and the second member of our jury. Charlie. Charlie, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Yeah, to be fair to Sugar, Corinne straight up told us after she got done talking to Sugar about voting on Crystal instead of Randy that Corinne says, I've been mean to Sugar for 25 days and she's an idiot for believing that I really want to work with her. So, you know, she has that going for her. Back at camp, Sugar and Bob say, wow, Randy is an awful human being. Did you see the way he was talking to people at Tribal Council? And Randy and Corinne then talk and say, we hate everyone. And Randy says, I refuse to pretend to be nice to anyone I don't want to be nice to. I feel as if we're watching a train on fire barreling towards a cliffside. It won't end well, but it will be explosive. It is now time for the Survivor auction, where Randy has an eventful afternoon.
Beer.
Uh-oh.
And peanuts.
60.
80.
80 to Sugar.
100.
I don't love beer that much. I just wanted to up the ante for him.
First $20 buys this for the tribe.
20.
You just made a lot of people very happy.
I can have them all myself if I want.
For the tribe.
Okay.
Brandy.
I don't want to thank you. I couldn't
sure?
possibly.
You sure, Sugar?
Maddie's
Sugar?
getting it. Yeah.
It's not yours to give to Maddie. I'm the boss. Last chance, you can have a full one.
Thank you.
Randy offers Sugar his own cookie. She takes it and gives it to Maddie.
Yeah. Would you like to repeat that?
Wow. I think it worked out the way it worked out.
Sugar, she can kiss my ass. If she thinks I was bad before, I'm just gonna turn it up a notch. There's a lot of fight left in this dog.
The only reason I took his damn cookie is because he didn't want to give me a cookie. He wanted to give everybody a cookie but Sugar, because Sugar's evil.
Well then, this Sugar and Randy feud is heating up fast. Back at camp, Maddie thanks Sugar for the extra cookie and Randy's like, the heck, that cookie came from me, not Sugar. She stole it. Randy is mad.
I left the auction broke, full, half drunk, and pissed off.
Remember in the early episodes when Randy said his strategy was to stand back and let others crash and burn? Well, he's the one crashing and burning now. He's no longer standing back. He talks to Maddie about voting with him, but Maddie says, Randy, you need to drop the attitude. No one wants to work with you when you're acting like this. Corinne says, come on, Maddie, be on our side. Which I haven't heard a more convincing argument before that. But this clearly isn't happening, as when Maddie talks with the others, they say Randy is a troll and he needs to go. Randy says, change of plans, time to be a jerk on purpose. More so than before. You see, Bob went to exile this episode, and undoubtedly he will find the idol, according to Randy, since he assumes Sugar was too dumb to find it after going to exile 5 times in a row. Randy wants everyone to hate him, vote for him, and he will play Bob's idol. It's a solid plan for one episode, but we have to ask ourselves, what will happen at the next tribal? What if he reaches final 3? Who would vote for Randy to win when he purposely has been a jerk to everyone during the entire game? So, as Randy said, he starts being meaner than normal.
Susie's an idiot. Why can't she yawn and not make a noise? There's not a normal person among them except you, and you even hoard yourself out.
Oh my God, don't do this, dude. Randy just sealed his fate, you know?
Guess how many of those cookies I ate?
Anybody?
I'm tired of this story.
Thank you. You're right. I'm done.
Then shut the up.
I can talk when I want.
Randy got to go.
The hell with her.
He's 49 years old, acting like a 2-year-old.
What's he want to do, like fight or something?
Believe it or not, Randy says this plan is going perfectly. If you say so, Randy, if you say so. He then talks to Bob, who says, yep, I have the idol, and...
trying to figure out what to do.
It's your call, it's your idol. Bob has not only told me that he has the idol, but he showed it to me. I saw it, it was 2 feet away from me. All I can offer you now is if you're in the finals and I'm not, you got my vote for $1 million. Bob did one of the most selfless acts I've ever seen, which was to give me his hidden immunity idol. There's going to be some surprise people tonight, I think, and I'm here for 3 more days.
As I said before, this is like a 1-episode band-aid of a solution. What about tomorrow? At Tribal Council, it is repeated in front of the jury about how Randy has been rude and disrespectful to everyone. Randy is salivating at the thought of taking revenge on these fools. So, everyone goes to vote, and...
I'm voting you, Susie, because payback's a bitch.
This vote is not strategic. It's strictly personal.
You are a disgusting, old, hot-headed, chauvinistic, alcoholic, bigot, and you need to grow up before you die alone. Loser.
You have made my life hell from day 1. To get you, go home, goodbye.
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. This is not a hidden immunity idol.
I think that Randy would fall for it.
Sugar wants to play the joke on Randy. My life expectancy is a little bit better off allowing her to have the satisfaction of me giving Randy the idol. I get nothing to lose.
Randy is an ass, and I loathe him with every inch of my being.
First vote. Randy. Susie. Randy. Susie. That's 3 votes, Susie. Randy. Randy. 11th person voted out of Survivor Gabon and the 3rd member of our jury. Randy. Randy, tribe has spoken.
So let's break this down. How is Randy as a character? Beautiful if you love villains, otherwise you likely don't like him at all. I, on the other hand, I'm a big fan of villains in Survivor, as long as they don't cross the line into real world issues like we have seen in some people who the show is definitely not going to ask back to play. Randy was solidly a villain in confessional only, but GC made him crack, and from there it was all downhill in the most fun way possible. He revels in being a grump and loves it and doesn't desire to change. Randy absolutely deserves credit for making the season more fun, but I think his final words say more than I can express in this entire video.
Being voted out by these bozos is probably one of the best accolades anyone could get. The hell with these frickin' people. You know, most of the others, with the exception of Maddie, I hope they get bit by a green mamba.
Out of 29 character moments shown on the show, 5 were anti-heroic and 24 were villainous, making Randy Bailey a villain character on Survivor Gabon. Now, how is Randy as a strategist? Randy seems to be smart as a person, but terrible as a social strategist. Had he actually stuck to his game plan of letting everyone else crash and burn while keeping his mouth shut, I think he makes it at least a few tribal councils further. Heck, had the fake merge not happened and they really merged at the beach, I think Randy likely gets dragged to the final 4 or even the final 3 for Marcus to be at the end. Is losing in the final 3 better than what happened here? Not for entertainment value, but for Randy, it makes him look better. But no, this was way more fun. It's really the moment he decided to say screw it on day 7, I'm going to be mean because I want to, is when his game went off the rails. It was messy, but it was fun. Out of 28 strategic moments shown on the show, 12 were smart and 16 were dumb, making Randy Bailey a dumb strategist on Survivor Gabon. Thank you for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. See you all next time.